Alright folks, so you can see the detergents is all cleaned up. The soap is already on them. This is just to show you guys how to clean 10 Kyocera panels 120 in less than 10 minutes. In less than 10 minutes. So why are you using less than 10 minutes? Because it's going to take 10 minutes because I'm using only one hand. I have to scrub the stuff and trying to do the camera as well. It's not too easy. Okay, you guys can see. So I'm gonna be spraying these ones, clean them up and rinse them off. So I got this device here, just squeeze it and it's easy to use a hose. So they're really getting clean. Alright YouTube, see, I'm rinsing them off. You better rinse them pretty good. Take all that dirt. It starts from the top, the corners, and just keep on getting all the way here, right in the middle, and here. So this is fun, folks. This is fun. You can't spend tons and tons of money, then you don't even have fun with it. It's not just making you money, but you gotta be part of the game. They're treating you right, you gotta treat them right too. Clean them, that's all they want. That's the only maintenance. You don't have to use gas. You don't have to buy gas for them. You don't have to do oil change like a generator. You don't have to change spark plugs. Annual maintenance. You don't have to, all that kind of stuff. This is all the thing requires, and this is what the thing demands. They say, please just give me a bath or a shower, a bath by scrubbing me pretty good and soak me and get me all the dirt out. So in return, I'm gonna give you a good power. So why didn't you just do that? Take your time, 10 minutes to clean your panels, 10 minutes, and clean them off. Sorry about that. And this one here is all done. I'm just gonna rinse it off again one more time. Make sure they have the same cleaning, deep cleaning, deep cleaning, and still hazy and or cloudy or whatever. See that? All clouds, all clouds, all clouds. So basically the sun is right there. So it's gonna be hitting the 6 panels from here. They will be hitting the 6 panels, the 4 here. The 2 over there is gonna be by noon and all that stuff because of the angle. So see how that goes. So everything, they look nice and clean, nice and clean. Alright folks, here are the last 2 panels that's taking already took a bath, and now it's going for a shower. Clean them up pretty good, scrub them really good, take all those impurities off, dirt, all these stuff already sitting to it while trying to assemble all the rails to mount them. So this one is just like independent panel here, but all by itself on the corner there. So it picks up the early morning sun when the sun travels from this angle, and the sun comes out right there. Okay, look at that little opening window right there. It's a little crazy. Look at this. This is crazy. See that? It's a little opening right there. And the sun comes out from that hole right there, a little blue hole by the electric wires, the great power, and it travels all the way in the morning, and bang, so those two panels gonna hit the sun first. They're gonna see it, and this two, part of these two here, gonna see the sun. And this is how the sun trying to program or align these panels the best way I can for me to have a proper sun angle. It can attack the sun in different angles. So folks, well, this is how I'm going to wrap up the video here and see the production from inside, and we will call it a day. I can let them do their thing, though they're really happy, they're excited, you know, causing any interference with the production. Okay, no interference. They work, they love the water, they love just cooling them down. Yeah, so happy right now. Thanks, boss, for cleaning me up. I will pay you back in return with a good power. So I'm not expecting that much today because of the weather, and sorry, I'll be moving the camera a lot with one hand. I hope I didn't make you guys sick. Motion sickness for other people. So this is how I'm gonna wrap it up. Here's 10 modules right here, 10 Kyoceras. Good company to rely on, good company to invest on, a good company to, you know, get your hands wrapped on, because they give you all the best, and they support and they stand by their product. They stand by their product. So folks, I'm sorry the camera's shaking because of you know, trying to use a hose and simultaneously it wasn't too working good. One of my most shaky videos. Alright folks, this is how they look like. The boys are clean. Now I'm giving you a best shot on the panels right here. This is jwsolarusa wrapping up this video. All clean. Let's go check out the power production. Look at these babies, are beautiful, 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 beautiful panels. Beautiful for the money. Expensive panels, but you know what? Brand new, really, really, really expensive. But they worth every bit of penny you want to invest on these guys right here. You will never regret it. So like I told you guys in my video, I ordered myself 10, and I gave Tom I ordered 16 panels. Sorry, let me recap. And I gave 6 to Tom. He already had 4. Plus the black panels, the high voltage panels, the Solar Frontier, and those ones are already gone. We took those ones down because of voltage issues. Because they produce high voltage. Some of the other controller was kind of a little bit iffy, like they fighting each other. They're all independent, but for some reason, I don't know, the voltage on the other side is just kind of way too higher than the other one, and it's seeing the charge controller that has the higher voltage, because that's how electricity works. Appliances, sorry, that's how appliances works. Appliances, they always look for, that's why I always look for that spike. That's why anytime there's a lightning, they always follow, the appliances go with the spike. That's how grid-tied inverters work. They increase the the voltage a little bit higher compared to the grid, so you can able to push power in. Just like when you your tires, you put in pressure, you pressurize your tires or inflate your tires. If the tires are sitting, let me say for example, of 40 psi, okay, you cannot use a 40 psi air tank. If you have an air tank to pressurize that tire, it's not gonna go that much, it's slower. So the only thing, if you have like 45 or 50 or 60 or 100, the pressure from that air tank can push more to dominate what is in the tire, so that you can put more pressure in. That's how grid tie system works. So I just want to explain that so that you guys can have the concept how it works. So because of those panels we're producing higher than these ones here, you know, we can't even be able to match the voltage at all. It's always been higher than the other one, and the other machine tend to turn off. Well, they all sit in the same battery bank, it shut off, and while the other one overrides it. So some people already faced this problem before, but you know, that's why when you are not prepared that much, you have to have a plan before you put in solar. You know how everything works, you know what to buy. But the thing is, this is like a low budget. Like for Tom, you know, we keep upgrading as we go. Keep upgrading anything that works for him, that gives him most out of the buck, and whatever he can do without using the grid, that's the thing. So the old machines, so we have some of the other stuff, machines already gone. Plan right, always plan. Like my video, one of my video there, the most important thing about solar system, solar panels, you got to prepare yourself and know what you're buying and what is. But sometimes when you got a deal with different companies, different modules you get, and maybe you get 4 deal, and after that you go back and get another 6 of different ones, you can just do it, you know. But sometimes by the end of the day, you're gonna end up facing some kind of a little bit issues with issues with charging system, or maybe charge controllers. Well, that's what I did. I took those ones down and replace it with these ones. Yeah, so this is how everything works. I hope I explained that better for you guys, where we can go inside and check the voltage and the amps coming in. Stay tuned. All right, folks, with all that kind of cloud I was showing you guys, look what is coming in. We're bringing 5 amps. These are 24-volt system, and this is the most interesting thing. This is the diagram of everything. This is the most interesting thing. This system can push so much power if the sun shows up, or maybe the sun is out. Now it's not showing up, it's hiding. But this is the thing. We transform, I did, so you can get like a hybrid system here. So this is what is happening right now, folks. So I got this power jack. Yes, I know the story. People talking about power jack, the bad things and whatever. So if you guys can remember the last 2 panels, I'll go back and show you. These last 2 panels right here, they tied up into the power jack, because it's not like other people, the way they normally say, you can use a grid tied inverter, you tie from the batteries, and from there right away shoot it back to the grid tied inverter, from the battery to the grid tied inverter. It doesn't work for that thing. It's not created for that. It's made for solar only. I will take you back and see those 2. I'll give you a clear shot of the system right here. For those of you who have been following this channel with my friend here, Tom, the way we started, good friend, and you guys will see how the system has grown so much. So this is the clear shot of the system right here, JW Solar USA. So I want to show you guys, make sure I get a clear view of the entire system, then I can put a picture of that. So how the system has already improved greatly. Modify the system, and the system is running perfectly. You have a Cotec 24 volts Cotec right on the corner right here. See that? It's a pure sine wave, 1500 watt. That's the combiner box, and it's telling me the battery SOC is 100%. I built all this device. I put all together. Okay. Here's a 12 volt button that is supposed to turn off the 12 volt light. Well, it's not even connected yet, but we changed it to, since we went to 24 volt, the system has changed. So here is the power jack. See, here's the power jack, 1200 watt. So I can use this as a hybrid system. So what I did, I got a system. The batteries, it only lets you connect the batteries so you can see the batteries. It's a charger. It has a built-in charger into this thing. They said it's a 50 amp charger. That I found wrong. That's not true. What I just did, I put all those panels is a 1200 watt, supposed to take this one. I know it's already maxed to 1200 watt exactly, but because of sometimes the panels don't produce exactly what is rated for, and I think this device should work. So it's come on, because I stay below. They want to be in 24 volts. It's a 2448. So if you have anything without a load, you have to stay at a range of 24 volt. You don't have to go more than 50 volts. If it goes 50 volts, this device is protected. It can't let you blow up the system. So it's not just connected. It's not going to be connecting to your panels. So this is what happened. See right there? Those two panels are connected here. But since they are 21, I think 21.3 or 21.5. I think 21.3. If you guys can go on the specs back of the video, you'll see. But these panels are low voltage, high amperage. So the thing is, it gives you 7.45, the SIC. But when continuous, it gives you about 7 point something. Look at the specs on the thing. And because of that, the voltage is low. And they tend to fight. Last time I have all those other big ones, the high powered, high voltage. See that? So I put 8 panels, the 8 panels into this one. This device can go up to about 100 volts. But if I put higher voltage into that device right there, it's gonna stop this one from working. You see what is happening now. But this device is just to mimic, or whatever you said, if that's the right word, but just to make sure it looks grid tied. So it can grid tie a little bit, not to spin the meter backwards. So it's a kind of hybrid system, but it's a cheap inverter. I think I don't know, it's a cheap inverter. So what it's doing right now, you can see the panels are like 0, because this guy is pushing so much power. Because it's pushing so much power, it's overriding. This one can't do the work that much. But the thing is, you cannot connect this to the batteries. If you connect this to the batteries, it's not gonna work. Right now it's connected to the battery in here so that it can charge, put the charge back from the battery and take the battery back from there and send it out and go to the grid. Look what is happening here. We have 40 watts going back to the grid, which is wonderful. Tom don't want to send the power too much to the power company, because they're gonna bill you how many kilowatts you send into that house or from the house. That's they're gonna calculate and charge you for it. So now we only send about 35 watts. As soon as this the voltage goes all the way to 26.5, there's gonna invert. You can check with flipping 720. He has something like this. Hi Flipping, how you doing? This is jwsolarusa USA. Sorry, I have to mention your name for just illustration purpose. So I hope it's okay with that. And I think Phil 20 solar, and it used to be guns, games, and racing, but now it's now solar, electricity, electronics, and solar, something like that. So I think he used to have one of these too. So, but it's just like flipping 720. He has only the inverter one, a grid-tied inverter, not this one. But this is a hybrid. You can do mostly inverting back. I see what we're sending in there. So there is no power coming in from this. It says it's 0, which is not 0. It has to see the panels. If no panels hooked up to this, it would never send back power to the grid. So I have to energize this guy just to know that there are panels. Hey, there are panels here. So you have to invert power back to the thing. Some people probably will ask me, say, why didn't you just put the 1200 watts, since your panel are 1200 watts total, into this, so that this one can do the job and shut this one down? It's not gonna work like that. I tried that, but it's not working. The reason why it's not working is, like, whatever they said, this one has a 50 amp charger built into this. By throwing only 27 amps, connecting all those panels, connecting 6 panels series to parallel, 2 panels, positive negative, gives you 24 volt, positive negative 24 volt, positive negative 24 volt, and parallel them, and use the other array, which is the 4 positive to negative with 1 panel, positive negative 1 panel, and parallel them. Bring the the amps down to a Y connector, then plug them all together, combine. So you series and parallel them. So I series 3 set of 2s and parallel them. I did the other ones, the 2 over there, 2 of 2, and parallel them, and it came down. It's supposed to be a 37.7 volt amps. Sorry, 37. I can't speak today. 37.7 amps. So these guys should handle that. Where they said it's a 50 amp charge controller MPPT, which this is a 40. So look what is happening right now. We're going into absorb mode. See, it's flashing. So it's absorbing right now. This inverter is, charge controller is absorbing. So what is it doing right now? It has been a while. Tom drained these batteries because we have to shut down the system to wait for these new panels. And this is what is happening right now. It takes all the power, the excess power that's coming, 26.5. This thing is gonna start inverting, taking from the battery the excess and throw it back to the grid. As of now, we just put in 33 watts, which is perfect because Tom don't want the meter to go backwards, and he's not home, and he kept throwing. If we put all the panels here, some panels, about 8 of them, it works. So I can put 2 or 4 of them there, it works. But the thing is, this guy will sit down. If it doesn't have any load, it will disconnect. It just sit down, do nothing. It's not gonna do anything. So it sit there because the way the device is programmed or built at 26.5 volts, it started inverting the power from the batteries, excess power, back to the grid. So you see the improvement here we're making. It's almost 40. And if I shut this one down, that inverter, which is that box right there, and it used to be the Solar Frontier array, the black ones, it's gone now, and plug in and reboot that system on and off, then you will see the voltage, the wattage comes up on this one, and it started throwing there. As soon as you throw that switch back on, that amps over there override this one here and override this one here, and this one is gonna stop producing, but it's still making power, but the only thing is sitting at 23. It says 23.36 coming from the array, which is cloudy outside, and it's 24 volt. You only get into the peak time, and this panel can show with the sun. Then this panel can kick in back instead of putting watts. But these ones, the other ones over there, they're overriding right now because they are into series parallel, and it's just only 2 panels on this one. If I don't put 2 panels here, we're not going to invert. We're not going to send any power back to the grid. And this is perfect. That's how Tom wants, just to reduce whatever is going on, because if the refrigerator goes off and he's not home and everything, that meter will spin so fast. Even with the 6 panels that he had, it was spinning the meter backwards. So you don't want to send more impulse to the energy company, you know, started knocking on your door, come change your meter, telling you all kind of crazy stuff, and it's just crazy. So this is how I came up with the idea to do this, just to activate this system that, hey, through power back to the grid. So that's what it's doing. So you see, we're heading to 50. It just changed. It was almost very close to 50, and it can tell you the watt hours, and it tells you how many kilowatts total power consumption you already threw to the grid. See that? 6.02 kilowatt. And look at that. System was stops, but you know, that's what the meter said. That's the money that it already made. I think the solar side makes more money, something like that. So this is the battery bank. He has a 680 amp hour battery bank. Okay, the batteries are sitting at 27.7 volts. This one is saying 28.4, and 680 amp hour battery bank, which is 10 batteries. Yeah, 12 batteries and 10 panels. So if you see this one, it says you already made $1.26 the solar created, and throwing back to the grid is just about 50 something cents. Okay, it's a 9 cents a kilowatt here, 9.8 something, almost 10 cents. So back to that. So I know it's a long video, you guys bear with me, be patient, and see my educational program. At least you guys can able to understand. If you have to end up running into this kind of problems, this is how you solve the problem. For cheap setup. This is not for professional. This is for cheap. Want to be like Outback, you want to be like a classic, or you want to be like a full hybrid system like Giant, whatever, or PIP, you know, all those. This is the simplest way to do it. You know, some people say it doesn't worth wasting the money. I understand, but you know, for a guy like Tom, this is what he wants, because he has a few things running in the house, not everything. So you don't want to put maybe the microwave into this, because if it connected there, it's going to be burning more, because they tend to take any elements. It's not good for batteries. So 1.402 kilowatt hours, he makes $1.26. So throwing back to the grid here, 6.028 kilowatt. It says 54. So I don't know how true it is. So this is what we're dealing with right here, live from jwsolarusa USA. And I hope you guys, this one makes a complete sense for you guys. The cheapest way. This is a cheap way to do things. The cheap way. So you can just sound like, or you can just be just like the top dogs out there who really have massive systems, you know, Radiant or Outback and all that cool stuff. But this is the way you do it. I hope I helped someone here and see exactly what I did. This is what I try to invent, or this is what I try to come up with, and I hope it works for you guys. Maybe it's complicated, but you can ask me questions or go back over the video over and over. It makes sense to you. jwsolarusa, 35 minutes, the longest video I ever recorded and ever posted on my YouTube. Well, everything got to start. I'm gonna wrap it up. Please bear with me. Please be patient. Please just go through the video. You will see exactly what I'm talking about. He answers all your questions. I try to cover everything so you guys can understand. This is the update. See that light illuminating, flashing? That means it's sending power back to the grid. I forgot to mention that. So it's throwing back power to the grid. That's why that light comes on only, and it's not draining the batteries. Okay, folks, I know that there's gonna be another question for that. If it senses that it passed 26.5 volts, that light is gonna shut off. It's not gonna let the grid takes the power. It's not gonna let the batteries, this inverter is not gonna take power from the batteries anymore. It has to see power coming from the solar panels that I just have here. This is the future that is gonna show you the solar panel is producing, it's blinking, solid panel. This is the battery, so that means it's working. But the only thing, the voltage is kind of lower, and those panels have a lot of power, and it says bringing only 23.5. If this one goes up to a peak time, as of now, it went to that 21 point something, or open circuit. The sun is directly into this. You will see the power started producing. It's producing right now if I shut down the other charge controller, because this one is the charge controller of this one is working. So it has to work before invert power. So because it's still, the panels are 12 volt and 14 point something. So it's not getting high there. But if you deal with kind of a little bit higher panel, you're gonna go over the max, over the thing, and this thing can go over voltage, can't go more than 48 if you connect two panels. You have to stay below 48, and it's really hard if you have a 20 something or 24 volts panel. 24 volt panel can't do it. If you have two 24 volt panels, it's gonna give more than 50 something volt. Yeah, more than, it's almost about 60. So it's not gonna do it. It's kind of tricky. So I think you have to shop for the panels for that. That's the thing that brought us here in this kind of confusion anymore. But I already fixed the problem. The confusion is all fixed. So it's seen it. So we don't care that much, because two panels say, okay, it's a 240 volts, 240 watts you're missing right there. No, it's not missing. It has to see it. This system has to see that it's panel connected before it's gonna send power back to the grid. All right, this is how I'm gonna wrap it up. It has to see it. So see, making power. So you can even use this side, another outlet, if you want to power some stuff. So it's gonna pull power from here. If you want to power like any refrigerator and other stuff and whatever, you can plug this one. This is like a European plug, you know, European, and it has overseas all kind of connections and different countries. Australia, I think it's for Britain, and it has US plug right here. And I think it's France. I think it has a plug in there for France. You know, I think Japan or China, one of those countries. But right now we inverting power. That's what he wants, because there's not much, just the standby things in the house. If the batteries are low, it goes back to the grid. So it's covering all those other stuff, whatever, the time clocks on the stove, maybe the microwave thing. The air condition is not on. If the air condition is on, then it can supplement into that. So this is how it goes, folks. JW Solar USA. I already explained too much. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. You know, You don't want to watch a long video like this, but if the video makes sense to you, you better utilize it. You know, instead of asking questions, some people who are not good on explaining things. I'm patient with explaining to people. I know I'm doing complicated things here. Some people say, why didn't you just do it this way? I understand. This is the thing I'm trying to do. Tom already have this equipment. I can turn around and say, let's buy this one, let's change this, let's change this, because he didn't plan well, and I don't control his pocket. I don't control his wallet. He's the one in charge. All right, this is how it goes. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Feel free to ask questions, and feel free to watch my videos. And I love you guys all. And this is the only one and only channel, jwsolarusa. We are inverting 32 watt. Thank you. Bye bye.